Hey, what's going on guys? Butterbar here, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another Apex Legends video. So E3 is still going on, but we got an interview yesterday with Drew McCoy, who is a project lead over at Respawn, and we might have actually gotten some pretty dire news out of that interview about the Titanfall series. I know Respawn is putting a lot of effort and work into Apex Legends and also to the Star Wars game, the Star Wars Jedi The Fallen Order, Titanfall is kind of up in the air right now. And again, I know there's a lot of Titanfall fans out there, diehard fans. I know my boy Iniquity, man, diehard fan, and I can't blame him. Titanfall games, at least when it comes to my channel, to everything that, you know, when it comes to playing video games, has been a big part of my life. And, you know, everything that all the success and friendships I've gotten is coming from Respawn's, you know, Titanfall series. But out of this interview, we definitely got a lot of gloom about, you know, what's going to be happening to the series, as well as Titanfall 3 news. And again, we didn't actually get anything out of it, though. Drew McCoy pretty much just said that, look, you know, Titanfall as a series, as a game, is fully a part of Respawn. It's part of their DNA. You know, when they left Infinity Ward, the group left Infinity Ward and created Respawn, they created Titanfall out of that creation of their company, and it is a part of their you know, company. And to me, I get what he's saying, but he's not saying what I think a lot of people are wanting him to say, that, you know, that a Titanfall 3 game is in development. We're not forgetting about the players that are huge Titanfall fans that have, you know, driven to a lot of the products that they do right now because of the Titanfall game. And that's kind of like me. I guess I've been driven to Apex Legends because of their success with the Titanfall franchise, but also even going all the way back to even their Modern Warfare days. So to me, really, I want to kind of use this video as something of, look, I think there's a lot of players out there that are dying for some Titanfall content, and I understand that Respawn is putting all their efforts into you know, the Jedi Fallen Order as well as Apex Legends. But what if we could actually make that, you know, part of the community, the part of the community that have brought a lot of success to Respawn in the Titanfall games, with a lot of diehard fans that, you know, are still playing Titanfall games to this day. You know, they're promoting the game, you know, when it's like, you know, $3-4 on you know, Xbox or PlayStation. Those players that are still, you know, promoting this game, what is one way we could actually still make this community happy? And I'm including myself in that. You know, I still love those games. I really love the lore behind it and the story behind the militia and the IMC. So what is one thing that we could actually do to kind of bridge the gap between, you know, what Apex Legends is delivering and what, you know, Titanfall and the Titanfall community is really wanting? They are dying for some Titanfall content, and I think the one thing that we could do is start bringing some of that into Apex Legends. Now, I know Respawn developed Apex Legends as a, I don't know if it's a bridge, but it is a comparison to the Titanfall game. There's a lot of things that draw comparisons from the Titanfall games. It's in the same universe, except for it's like 20-30 years after the IMC and Militia War, but there's a lot of things not really drawing us into that universe, besides maybe the weapons, some of the abilities and whatnot. But really, I do know that Respawn is trying to tell a story with their characters, and with King Canyon, and with all the different things that they're wanting to bring into this game. I know they're wanting to tell a story about what is going on. What better story that could they tell, or, you know, give us some lore of, besides, you know, the militia and the IMC? Everybody was loving this story, you know, from Titanfall 1 having the multiplayer campaign and telling the story from both sides, to Titanfall 2 and having Jack Cooper and BT and building that relationship through that campaign. What if they were actually able to draw that same chemistry, that same flow of storytelling over into Kings Canyon, over to Apex Legends? Again, I understand that they are trying to tell a story. Each legend has their basic history of kind of what was going on with them prior to, you know, Kings Canyon and the Apex Legends tournament, but really I would love to learn a lot more about their relationship to the universe. Again, I think everybody is still loving that story between, you know, the two evil forces. It's kind of like Star Wars. You have the Rebellion, you have the Empire. In Titanfall, you have the IMC and you have the Militia. Everybody loves that different conflict and seeing everybody's perspective of what's going on in the war. And again, we don't really get that so much. We don't get that because Apex Legends is a different game. It's a different story. But again, a lot of people are craving that stuff, especially me. I am craving that more history, more lore, lore of kind of what's going on in this world. What are driving people to do that? One way I think that Respawn can actually do a very good job of doing that, what if they have another map where they actually have locations from the Titanfall maps, Titanfall games? What if we saw Demeter? What if we saw Angel City? What if we saw, all these different types of locations in the Titanfall universe? But here's the cool thing. What if it was actually in a War Games type of Battle Royale map? So again, there's all different ways that, of being able to tell this story, being able to show some more lore, especially to the Titanfall community. But damn it, man, that would be really cool to actually have a Battle Royale map in the universe, or I guess in the mainframe or whatever of War Games, and inside that War Games map, you have all these different iconic maps from the Titanfall series, from Angel City to to Demeter, to all these different places. Hell, even the I can't remember exactly what it was called, but even the Spectre manufacturing map, actually, it's like the final map in the Titanfall 1 game. Even places like that, or hell, even build up new lore buildings or structures or areas where, maybe there's one area where it manufactured batteries for the Titans. That would be a really cool way of telling the story of how, batteries were developed for the Titans, or even have a Titan as, like, maybe a downed character, a down thing, in the environment. There's a down Titan where maybe there was a huge battle, or, War Games in this War Games BR map. I mean, you could do so many different things to draw that lore back in, to draw that atmosphere back in of what the Titanfall community is really dying for. Now, again, I know the Titanfall community is really dying for a Titanfall 3 game, but if we can bridge the gap in some way, shape, or form, and doing just a few things of storytelling, or, bringing some classic stuff from the other games from Titanfall 1 to Titanfall 2, I really do think that would be a great thing to do. Not only are you bringing iconic, map locations from the Titanfall 1, Titanfall 2 franchise, but you're also continuing to tell the story of kind of what was going on between the war. The militia and IMC war ended 20, 30 years ago. What has happened from that time, and what is it now? And, is there ongoing doom that we actually, face from maybe the IMC coming back? We don't know. But I think the one thing they could do is tell a story in the Kings Canyon, in Apex Legends, and that story kind of carry on to, Titanfall 3, if the time comes. If there's a time comes that Titanfall 3 might be in development, I mean, I think that would be a great thing to be able to build even more lore, get people interacting to Apex Legends, and then being able to push them over to the next Titanfall 3 game. And again, I know a lot of players are wanting this, and that's the one thing I absolutely hate, is that, for everybody that is wanting the next Titanfall game, they're wanting the next movement game where, the movements, the Titans, the weapons, even the AI opponents that, we got to face. And again, I really do wish that Apex Legends would have AI opponents, just like, I think Respawn did a great job in Titanfall 1 and Titanfall 2. I wish they would keep that same formula into Apex Legends, to where there was a lot more going on in the map besides just players going after each other. There was different objectives or something like that around the map. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to wait for Season 2 to be here to kind of fully judge on what new content, what are they adding to the game. But really, honestly, with, with how many players are kind of moving away to this, I know at least for the top streamers, some of the top streamers are kind of moving away from Apex Legends. At least for the diehard fans of Respawn, the diehard fans of the Titanfall series, I think it'd be a really good thing to have a bridging of the two worlds, the bridging of the gap between the players of the Titanfall community that don't really play BRs, they don't really, I guess, care for Apex Legends, but being able to have something there to where they can draw back on. I mean, hell, even new game modes. I mean, the one thing I've talked about before is, Apex Legends only has one game mode. One game mode, BR. That's it. That is all this game has. And I think a lot of players, at least coming from the Titanfall game, are so used to having multiple different game modes in that. I mean, I really do hope, at least for Season 2, we get to see a little bit more content. I hope we get to see a lot more, game modes, not just, Battle Royale. Hell, I know this is off topic, but I actually jumped back into Black Ops 4. I was playing Ground War, man. The Ground War that they have 50v50 in Blackout. I was having a blast, man. I thought that was so much fun. Stuff like that could bring into Apex Legends and have that same atmosphere that, Titanfall 1 and 2 had. You could have an attrition match similar to what Ground War does for Blackout, where you have 30v30, and you have players respawning back and forth, and you're trying to see who can make it to, with how many players you have. And hell, even that, if you're gonna do like an attrition match like that, 30v30, I'll throw some AI opponents in there, man. Anything to just bring some more stuff to Apex Legends that remind players of Titanfall. And I think this would be a really good thing, because I think with the players that are turned away from the Titanfall community, I really do think that bringing more lore in, bringing more things that they're used to from the other games into Apex Legends, because I mean, let's be honest, there's a lot of things that are different from this game from the other games. And I really do think that bringing more lore, bringing more areas that people can relate to, and also other game modes that people can play and have fun and relate to, from the other Titanfall games and get used to playing, can be a great way. So to me, really honestly, at the end of the day, I would love to have Respawn add more map locations that are iconic and building more lore, more story, because I know that's at least what their intent is going forward with introducing new legends. Watson was a good example of that during the E3 reveal, that they're wanting to build a story with what's going on in King Canyon and what is going on with the legends. So I would love to see a War Games map, BR map or whatever, for all the different iconic maps in the Titanfall series. But also too, I would love to see a new game mode in here to where it's similar to what Blackout is doing with Ground War, the 50v50, but in this it's 30v30. You can still respawn people, you can still see so many different abilities out here. It's stuff like that one puts a smile on my face, because I think about all the fun times that I had in the Titanfall games, Titanfall 1 and Titanfall 2, to thinking about what it could look like in Apex Legends, seeing all these different players grouping up together and going after each other in these big massive battles, just like in the Titanfall series have done. To hell, you know what, I would love to see some cosmetics that are like pilot related, dude. Give me a visor, give me a helmet on one of my legends where I can actually look like one of the pilots, one of the characters from the Titanfall series. I think stuff like that would be really cool, and I would love to see it. But guys, I would love to know from you, what do you guys think about that? Would you love to see more lore, more maps, some more stuff that relate back to the Titanfall series as a whole? Would you love to see more game modes in here, kind of like the Ground War and Blackout 50v50, but you would love to see 30v30, maybe some AI thrown in there, just a relationship back to attrition from the Titanfall games? And what about some cosmetics? What about some pilot cosmetics, man? Make it old school. So guys, let me know from you. I would love to know what would you think would be a great addition to Titanfall, or not Titanfall, but Apex Legends, that you would love to see from the history that the Titanfall series has given us all. Hope you guys I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm stumbling over my words. Hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great rest of the day, and I will see you guys all next time.